Allison Coleman is the most acclaimed player in the 37-year history of the Eastern women's basketball program, finishing as the program's all-time leader in virtually every career statistical category. She is currently the only four-time All-America in NCAA Division III history. Allison could and did play all 5 positions on the court in her career, and sometimes in the same game, and helped Eastern qualify for 4 postseason tournaments and a combined winning percentage of 85%. As a senior, she was voted State Farm's National Player of the Year and was the Sport of Basketball's nomination as the Division III Collegiate Female Athlete of the Year. In her junior season, the Warriors won a program record 28 games and reached the NCAA National Championship game by winning 5 straight tournament games. In those games, Allison averaged 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals with 13 three-point field goals and 8 block shots. In her career, Allison averaged 17 points and 10 rebounds as well as 5 assists and over 3 steals and totaled 131 block shots and 152 three-point field goals. Less than 10 years removed from her collegiate career, Allison has already been inducted into the Little East and Connecticut Women's Basketball Halls of Fame.
When I was asked to speak on Allison Coleman's induction into the Eastern Connecticut State University Athletic Hall of Fame, I could think of no greater honor. Allison and I have been through a lot together, and I am so proud of all the things that she has accomplished on and off the court. Allison could be considered one of the greatest NCAA Division III women's basketball players that ever played. This is backed up by all her on-the-court accomplishments, team and individual. In coaching her for 4 years and knowing her for the past 14 years, making this statement would only be scratching the surface on who Allison is as a person, athlete, and now coach. I could go on and on about her stats, awards, and number of Hall of Fame inductions. I find while those are important, you quickly discover they are not the end-all be-all to one's life's work. I find a more accurate way of honoring Allison is to describe her as a leader who is compassionate, intelligent, reliable, loyal, and trustworthy. As you would expect, there is no greater competitor than Allison. She had an immense talent and a great work ethic, but that desire for winning cannot be taught. It is a drive. If you don't have it, you will never understand it. She played through a great deal of adversity that only the coaching staff and her teammates knew. There were times she played sick, injured, carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Allison also had immense pressure to perform at an All-American level every day for 4 years. This started right after her first scrimmage as a freshman when she scored 25 points. The bar was set very high, but she handled this pressure extremely well. I would try to ease her mind on a daily basis that mentoring her and caring for her would never change based on how many points she scored or rebounds she recorded. What started for Allison and I as a player-coach recruitment in 1999 has now 14 years later turned into a friendship and respect that I will cherish forever. Allison has always been so dedicated to our women's basketball program. During her playing days, when she left Eastern, and also her time as an assistant coach. We have been at the highest of highs, advancing to the national championship game in 2003, and the lowest of lows, losing that game by 2 points. As well as the last 2 seasons, doing everything in our power to rebuild this program to where it once was. I could not have made it through all of it without her. Many times she has mentored me and taught me, instead of the other way around.
I felt that Eastern Connecticut State University was a great fit for Allison. She probably could have gone to any Division I school in the country. I think the fact that she came from a small town, went to a small university, gave her a sense of comfort, gave her a sense of belonging. I felt like athletically, she knew she was going to be able to do well. I just felt like my role as her academic advisor was to make sure that she had that same confidence in the classroom.
You knew Allison was going to be a special player from the moment she stepped on this campus. There's no doubt about that. As a freshman, she took over. But as good as she was then, she evolved, and by her junior year, she was 10 times better than she was as a freshman.
I felt like she had such potential. I just felt like she couldn't see it. So our relationship, I think, started out very slow, and we were able to build, over those 4 years, mutual respect and trust.
Allison had a tireless work ethic. She didn't care about anything else that was going on. She didn't care about what warm-up music was on our tape. She didn't care about our chants before the game and all that. She just got on the floor. She laced up her sneakers. She got out there and she just dominated. She would find a way to win. If you took out her outside shot, she would dominate in the paint. If they took away the lane from her, she would kill you behind the arc. If her defender had her locked up, then she would distribute the ball. She just had this way to get everyone involved on the floor.
I did see Allison as a diamond in the rough when I met her. She was somebody who had all the potential in the world, but she didn't know it and she couldn't see it. And so I felt like she was kind of like an onion and I had to peel the layers off, kind of one semester at a time.
She just had this fire. She was fierce. Her game was fierce, and she worked harder than anybody else. She really did.
Allison, it is my pleasure and highest honor to welcome you into the Eastern Connecticut State University Athletic Hall of Fame, class of 2013. Congratulations.